Hello, sweet friends. Happy afternoon, or wherever you're tuning in from. I am just tuning in this afternoon, which is not our usual live time. I'm tuning in from my desk, and I just thought it would be really fun to do a Q&A together. So just like super casual, I have my little tea here, and I just thought we could say hello and have all the fun stuff. So come on in and say hello, say where you're from. If you are new here, my name is Jennifer Long from Sew a Story. I am an early years educator turned Riley Blake Designs fabric designer. And I am really excited to share what's happening at Sew a Story this month in August if you haven't seen it yet. So I'm happy to share about that. So I can see comments coming in from YouTube and Facebook, but if you're commenting from Instagram, then I do have my phone here, which I will look down at a couple of times. I have Anna here on the call, and she will be just sharing your messages so that I can also share them. So welcome, welcome everybody, and let's begin. So I wanted to just relax here and just chat with you a little bit about what's happening this month. I know that there's so many of you, over 4,000, I can't believe it, of you that have joined in 10-Minute Magic. And maybe you're asking what 10-Minute Magic is. Well, 10-Minute Magic was because it's the first time I've done anything like this, I wanted to give you a really strong free experience about what crafting connections will be like. And so we really wanted to just educate and share about what that is. And it has just been amazing. So we've been getting so many amazing testimonials and so many amazing images shared. So thank you so much for all of that you've been doing. And I'll just explain a little bit about what we're saying 10 minutes can do. So as you know, 10 minutes can have a profound effect on your relationship with your child. And we are doing that through crafting a connection. So think of it like this. When you're like sitting around, maybe you're talking to your spouse or a girlfriend, and if you just like say, we need to talk, you know those words, and you sit down and you say, or to your child, and you say, we need to talk, and you sit down and talk with them. What happens usually? They like clam up, and maybe you don't get all of the information that you have. But now imagine yourself sitting around a quilting circle or a crafting circle or a dinner table or anything else where you're doing a joined activity together. Maybe you're gardening, or maybe you are painting a room. Now think about the conversations that can happen in that time. And so the reason why conversations can happen much more freely around an event or around something is because the sole focus isn't on the one person talking, which can really help, especially like a young child, to open up about how they're feeling. And so wonderful way to do that is to sort of come in on a child's level and do something collaborative with them at their level, and find out what exactly they want to speak to you about. And you never know what they are going to tell you about their deepest feelings and thoughts and fears. So it can be so life changing and so exciting. And so that is really the philosophy behind crafting connections, or philosophy number one, we'll say. So setting up a space that is safe to craft together, where the craft we already know is going to be wonderful and beautiful, but the space is aligned and safe for them to be able to communicate and share their feelings. So they can talk to you about um, what's happening in their day, maybe struggles that they have, maybe it's acted out. We've shared a few testimonials and actually a reel the other day that one was shared with us where a child was acting out with the paper roll dolls, and they were saying, I think the brother was maybe like talking to the sister in a way, and the child was able to act that out, and the parent was able to guide them through processing that. And it's so amazing. And this is exactly what we've hoped for with Crafting Connections. So we've already welcomed so many of you into our first ever Crafting Connections, which is so exciting. And I wanted to hop on today. Oh, hello, if you're joining us, just let us know where you're from. We've got a couple of platforms and apps happening here, and we are live. So we'd love to have you here. This is like a really casual, I'm at my desk. We're just doing like an absolute casual Q&A here today. But I wanted to also say that I was going to offer an additional little bonus for anybody that is sharing or joining Crafting Connections today. If you've already joined Crafting Connections, you will find this in your inbox as well. But I did want to share with you what another just two extra paper roll dolls. So I'll just give you a peek. We just kind of pulled them, finished illustrating them. We're finishing the patterns as we speak. So if you're already enrolled, you will get this. Do not worry. And if you join Crafting Connections in the next 24 hours, so before the end of Friday, we will also get these as like a free bonus. So let me just show you, we have a cat. I'm going to do it like this. Can you see this? Hold on. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is one of the paper roll dolls I just illustrated. This is the cat paper roll. And then there's a dog paper roll. So these are different than any ones that we have, and you'll only be able to get them and the whole patterns for them and all the illustrations that wrap around the roll and everything else. You'll only be able to get them if you are already in Crafting Connections. We've only had the doors open for a few days, and we have been welcoming lots and lots of you already. So you'll get it for sure if you're in Crafting Connections, and if you join with before Friday, I'll share that. But I want to come back here again and just, yeah, answer any more questions that you might have, and we can kind of go through things. So a few of the objections that people have talked when we polled people about what Crafting Connections is these four. So time is obviously a big one for all of us. It was like the cost of supplies for children, for children's crafts. It was having to navigate through multiple ages, and it was also not feeling crafty or maybe like educated on how to do purposeful play. And so I just want to visit all of those here with you again and share my heart for the vision and for what is happening inside Crafting Connections, because it is so powerful, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So the first thing is time. So yes, we are all short on time. If we could figure out how to create more time, that would be amazing. But time is really interesting, because if you have more time, then we do end up filling it with something. And so or things can bleed over. So really, these are crafts to do that you can just do in 10 minutes. Now I'm talking about like the craft and also the gathering of the supplies, because if you have to like go and search through so many different places and wait for things, I know we wanted to be able to do it right away, right? Our children want to be able to experience it right away. So so time is also not only about the actual project or craft, but it is also about collecting all the supplies and the prep work and all of the work that we as caregivers have to do to have our children experience the world of creativity. So we are completely knocking that one out of the park inside Crafting Connections. So we have done all of that legwork for you. We have supply lists in front of every single one of the 6 modules that will help you just gather things from around that you have at home. And then so that's going to save you up on time. And then we're going to have everything done for you. So we have the classes, the videos shows you how to do it. So if you want to read the instructions, you can, but if time is your worry, you can just watch the 10-minute video and partake along with your child. And then we also have the purposeful play resources that are already in there that you'll be able to do for each and every one of those crafts. So amazing and so fun. I cannot wait to share about it with you more inside. The second one that we said when we polled people was cost of supplies. So we know that this is worrisome, and really wanted to make sure that we addressed it. So this is why 10-minute magic, we really focused on things that you have at home, like pretty sure everyone has a toilet paper roll. So we just thought we'd grab that and create it into a magical character or doll. How amazing is that? Now, not only is that transformation completely cost effective, but also so imaginative. So it really kind of pulls people together in order to have that connection. So exciting. The supplies that you'll find are really things you can find at home that you're probably going to throw out anyways, right? Like egg cartons, cereal boxes, toilet paper rolls. I'm sure everybody has some old sweatshirts and shirts if you don't have fabric. If you have fabric, I'm sure you have scraps of fabric that you can have a children or a child play with, or scraps of felt. And so these are all ways that you can make meaningful and amazing purposeful play projects using crafts that you already have and supplies that you already have. So that is another excellent one that we were talking about when we created Crafting Connections. If you're just joining us now, we are just doing a really casual Q&A. So happy to have you. This is my desk, normally where I design all of the projects and drafts. I got my big screen on my computer here. I can like tilt this a little bit and show you. There it is. That's even on there right now, actually. And yeah, this is my studio. I have my filming area. So normally you find me over here, but I just wanted to like come in this afternoon and pop in and answer a few questions and just sort of share from my heart. I also kind of felt moved to give an extra little bonus. You know me. Oh my goodness. So we are going to do this for everybody that's already joined Crafting Connections, because so exciting. So exciting. Thank you all that have already joined, and anyone that's thinking on it. But if you're on the fence, I was just sharing that we're doing a cat and dog paper roll patterns that we will email to you once you register, if you register before the end of Friday. So we're just kind of going through those. Those were two of the things that we talked about a little bit already. Was you could do it in 10 minutes, so time, both supplies and the crafts, and then the cost of finding things for children to craft with, and we talked through some of that as well. So the third one I want to talk about is multiple ages. When we did do this survey to develop this course, we talked, lots of parents said they don't craft with their children because they have multiple ages. And I understand that. I have four children, and trying to find the right beautiful craft that, number one, all of them might be interested in, that all of them can do, that actually can look good for all of them to do, was always a challenge, which is why as a designer, I wanted to design projects that can be as easy as wrapping printed paper around a toilet paper roll. Never seen that before. We're making those into dolls, all the way to a preteen being able to cut out all of the tiny little limbs and embellishing them and everything else. So that was one resounding comment that we are still receiving and getting from people that are coming into the world and experiencing what Crafting Connections can do, is that thank you so much for the multiple versions of each pattern. So you can have your 7-year-old, your 5-year-old, your 2-year-old sitting at the table with you and all working on the same project that you didn't have to really even prep or pay a lot for, um, and create. So that is one of the also the main goals of Crafting Connections. Um, Going back to cost, I also want to address the cost of not only the supplies, but you can join Crafting Connections. I did 3 payment plans for this. You can join it as low as $39, you guys. So that is, there's going to be 6 like groupings of amazing projects. Like, so 6, like one grouping is considered like a whole series of projects that are story filled. So like a whole series of little red characters for paper roll dolls, for example. So the wolf and the grandma wolf and the grandma and the woodcutter and little red and all of these things. That's only considered one project or one module, if you will. So, I wanted to make sure that it was totally accessible, that you could join as you were able to as well. But I do want to take this group of people. We already have a really great, strong group in there. So thank you from my heart if you are already in. So I want to take this group along through these 6 modules and projects all at once. So we will be closing the doors on September 7th. And I was saying that I'm just feeling moved to share a little bit more. I know people were asking that they had pets and stuff, so I did design 2 more pets. And if you are already joined, I'll make sure you get them, don't worry. And if you join today or tomorrow, so before Friday, I will also send those to you. So it's a cat and a dog. I drew those up to you for you. So you can have some fun with those. How fun is that? And the last one is just people were saying that what if I don't feel crafty, or what if I don't know what I'm supposed to be teaching my child or how to educate them? Those are not things that you need to have all figured out. What do children want the most? Well, you know what they want? They want FaceTime. They want your face. They want you. So we really encourage you for that 10 minutes when you craft with your child to just put your phone down and really connect with them. You don't have to lead it. You can actually, the crafts are so beautiful and simple as they are that you can literally just put them on the table and see how the child comes up. You can follow along on the 10-minute video if you want to learn how to do it or extra tips and tricks, but really, it's something that lasts forever. And then purposeful play, like the experience lasts forever. The purposeful play, that phrase that we talk about all the time at So a Story, we do that in all of our memberships because as an early childhood educator, I know how important it is to that's where children learn is through play, right? That is a child's work. And so that purposeful playtime is how you can take this craft that they built with their own 2 hands, facilitated through you as the parent and the caregiver. They've taken that and they've been able to create a story out of it. So isn't that just something that's so special, and that we talk about children, their little cups getting filled with love and time. And so, really, that is what they want most. And so, if you can do something with them for 10 minutes where you're ticking all kinds of boxes, you're doing like fine motor with them, communication with them, cognitive development, like all of these developmental boxes you're doing when you craft for 10 minutes with them, and then they can even take that project away and play with it. But that project that they can play with, they are also remembering all of that that went into it. So all of that time that you spent together, all of that love. So it's so true. As makers, we know, I always say you can feel handmade love in everything. And so, that is why it's so meaningful when you make something for someone else, when you make a card, when you make a quilt or a doll or a craft with your child, they can really feel the love in it. And I've seen it happen like daily over and over again at So Story. It's so, so, so exciting and meaningful. And when it happens, you might not even realize what it's happening, but both people, the receiver and the giver, get something in return from it, don't we? It's just absolutely amazing like that. So being able to share that experience. So often we as caregivers and parents and moms and grandmas and dads, we are the givers, and so we just think, what can we make for our child to make life easier, to bring them joy, to make them happier? And I want to challenge that shift just slightly in all of us and say, what can I make with my child that can do all of those same things? So it may not turn out the same way, or with perfection, but it will be perfect in the child's eyes. And that kind of experience is just, um, it's unmatched. So, if you have any questions today, I'd love to answer them. You're welcome to put them in the chats. I know those were the 4 ones that we had kind of come in there. I wanted to just make sure I talked about them, but I also want you to imagine how your life could change this fall, how your child's life could change this fall, how your relationship together, whether you are a grandparent and you only see them some of the time, or you're a stay-at-home parent and you see them all of the time, or this is your classroom that you are teaching in, how can your life change this fall by just spending those 10 minutes and doing a project with them that is completely story filled, that takes you zero prep, and that really just allows you to build that connection. I don't think you will ever look back. I know I never would have looked back and wished that I would have spent more time searching for the perfect project. I know that I would have wished I spent more time connecting with the people that matter most. And so that is 1,000% over exactly what Crafting Connections is. It's, of course, about as an artist, as a designer myself, of course, I wanted to deliver beautiful, gorgeous crafts to you, which you will get with beautiful instructions and all of the things that you can play with: masks, paper dolls, paper roll dolls, games, um, finger puppets, like all the things that you can do in paper, felt, fabric. And there's all the options for all of the ages. But above and beyond all of that is I wanted it to be a catalyst or like a vehicle to connect with your child and to grow. And so I believe so strongly and so passionate, and I know so many of you do as well. So I wanted to thank you for signing up already, for being here. And I also wanted to share the love. So again, I will be sharing this little dog and cat paper roll. If you sign up in the next 24 hours, I'll make sure that you get it. And if you've already signed up, you're absolutely getting it. So I will share those with you. And I just can't wait. Oh, we've got a couple more comments coming in here. This is Be Smiling is saying from Instagram here, this is such an incredible, simple way to connect and have strong, lasting relationships with your child and grandchildren. One of my granddaughters and I made a little drawstring bag and she loved it. Oh my goodness. I know. I agree with you so much. There's nothing else like it. There's just nothing else that you can connect. And I know if you're here in the Sew Story community, you already know and love to create for other people, because that is one of the biggest heartbeats of what we do at Sew Story. And I am challenging you to come on into this community of crafting connections with other families. There's already a growing large group coming in there, and challenge yourself to create with your child, and you will just see the transformation. These crafts are aimed so much at the imagination too. I know, I'm so excited. Thank you for saying that they are. They're about growing and imagining together. It's so exciting and fantastic. I'm so excited. I can't wait to start. Everything starts on September 8th. You'll only hear me talking about this a couple more times because we only have, I think, one more live. We actually have a bonus live happening inside Crafting Connections next Thursday. I'm so excited for it, where we get to like just meet. It's going to be via Zoom, so we get to meet face to face and really connect and share ideas, and go through all the navigation before everything begins the following week. But I did want to share with the families that are here that I was just drawing up two more little animals for paper dolls, for paper roll dolls for you, and I will share that with anybody that's already registered in Crafting Connections and anyone else that is joins before Friday. I want to get you in there so that you can really get comfortable in there, so that we can really hit the ground running, and we can not worry about tech and finding where things are, but we can really make a difference in those around us and those lives around us. So if you're just joining us now, this is, I don't think I've ever joined a live from this viewpoint. This is the back right-hand corner of my studio. Maybe one day when it's clean, I will give you an actual tour. But this is where my desk is. I have a big computer here. This is where I do a lot of my drawing. I do have these great shelves where lots of my ideas are in here. I have a whole wall of fabric collections that I designed with Riley Blake Design. So these are what's behind me. And then I normally join us from over that side of the studio, and that is my cutting table and my sewing machine there and backdrop. And then I do have more cupboards here, and another desk and table and my ironing board, and I do have a large printer. Maybe if you're curious one time, maybe inside Crafting Connections, when we're like, the veil is dropped, I'll share my messy space with you. I always say to my my daughters that crafting connections, or not crafting connections, I say like creativity is messy and we are really creative. So that excuses the mess, right? But yeah, happy to share some of that and we can share tips and tricks for organization. I'm actually very organized too, but just, there's a lot of projects happening at once often too. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to comment them here. We have our regular schedule live on Tuesday. I am going to be taking the next couple days to do quite a bit more filming to get us really ahead inside of Crafting Connections of the projects that are coming through and in. But if you have any questions, I'll be live on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. That's our regular time. And yeah, we'll kind of go through whatever else you'd like to go through. I'll probably be back at my regular space for that live, but I did want to just pop on here on this casual Thursday and do a little talk and chat. So I'm so happy that you are here. And again, if you're missing it at all, if you have any other questions, we are always here for you. And we have a really great team. We have a customer care at info@soastory.com. You're welcome there. And we have so much planned for connecting families together inside this course. So if you haven't already seen it, the QR code is here for Crafting Connections. If you join anytime before Friday, I was going to say 24 hours, but I'll give you Friday till at midnight at Central Time. I will make sure I personally email you the cat and the dog that I am updating and drawing for you in the paper roll. So you can add that to your collection because, I'm sure you're collecting paper roll dolls now. And I'll make sure that anybody else that's already in Crafting Connections, we will also get that to you also. So thank you so much for being here. And as I always say, I cannot wait, honestly, to see what you create. So thank you so much. And I will see you again on Tuesday, if not before, inside the Crafting Connections community. Okay, see you soon. Bye for now.